Hello, Malcolm. Hello, everyone else. Welcome to episode 1 of Hearts of Iron 4. Hearts of Iron 4 is a really excellent strategy game from Paradox Studios. Um, it's enormously detailed and just absolutely top notch. One of the best games I've ever tried. I've only played it for a couple of days. I've played it for long enough to get so I can actually use the game. And during that period, I was able to pervert Canada into a fascist dictatorship. I'm playing as Canada to start out with because, well, hey, I'm Canadian and want to see how Canada handles the Second World War. There's also a very good modern day mod available, so if you get tired of the Second World War, you can play in modern times. Anyway, we're going to select single player, we're going to start new game, and this, I think, is the earliest scenario you can take, so we're definitely taking that. Now, you can play as any country you want in the world, and they all have their correct armies and political figures and everything. Quite cool. We're going to play as Canada. So here's our world map. We'll just scroll over to Canada. We'll pick Canada. We'll start the game, and I think we start out with time stopped. I hope the music and audio are balanced well enough, and I hope I actually hit record. Yeah, we're paused and time is set to low. Now there's a few things we want to do before we do start time rolling, and we'll try to keep time at a reasonably quick pace during the game so it doesn't drag out too long. But we got to do some stuff, and because the game is so hugely complex, I'm not going to try to familiarize you with everything and how it works. I'm just going to show you stuff as I do it. So we're going to take a look at our country. We have Mackenzie King as our Prime Minister. We have no political power. That's your political power meter there. So we can't really do anything with the government at all right now. So we'll get into it later. We are going to hit Select National Focus. These are trying times. This opens a gigantic tree, as you can see, or set of trees. We are going to go with political effort first because today we are going to be attempting to pervert Canada into a communist dictatorship instead of a fascist one. Because, you know, we're Canadian, and Canadians are actually way more communist than they are fascist. So we're going to start political effort because we need political power in order to start working our will on the government. I guess what we are is the shadowy elite behind the scenes who manipulate the destiny of even country leaders and so forth. So we've got political effort on. That'll take 70 days, and then it opens up this tree. We'll get into it later. There's a lot of other stuff we have to do as well. So be it for now. And we've got all these exclamation points up here. So we've got no divisions in training, we've got free dockyards, free military factories, free civilian factories, and research slots available. So those are all exciting things to do. Let's get started with them. We're going to go to research first, because that's something you do before you start time up in the game, is get this going. Now, we are Canada, and we are going to try to become communist. I'm not sure if I can succeed. I succeeded at getting fascist, but we'll see. Now, you open up research, and you see there's a lot of trees, and they're fairly complex. You've got your armor, you've got navy, you've got aircraft, you've got engineering, and you can just glance at this stuff, or you can pause and have a quicker look, but tons of stuff to deal with, and all very useful and interesting. From a little tiny bit of experience playing this game, I think one of the things we're going to start with is learning construction skills. So 190 days to get basic construction skills for the country, and that speeds up construction of stuff by 10%. So we're going to do that right away. And so we're going to hit research on that. And so we've started that. Then we're going to take another technology. We're going to need to defend our shores. That's for sure. We really are. And we're Canadians. We don't have a lot of resources to spend. I mean, this is 1936. Canada actually doesn't have a lot right now. We're a small nation. And I know Canada quickly built up a navy during the Second World War, so we're going to do the same. Now we've got all these very interesting vehicles to choose from, some of which are researched. The blue ones we've already got the research for. And you can see it's 1922 level technology here in 1936, but that's what it was like, you know, we were there. And we can research these larger ships if we start at lower levels. You know, some of them are obviously shorter trees. Huge requirement, 1062 days for that, 142 days for that. These ships are expensive to build. Service manpower, 3,500. And then it's got its various skills like evasion and shore bombardment and its firing range and its operational range. Stuff like that, production cost of 7,500. So surface vessels are really expensive to deal with. And this is my thought and my philosophy for the defense of Canada's shores is I think we should focus on submarines. So we're going to take a 1922 level submarine here, which will take us 142 days to research, and we're going to research that vessel. We're not even going to bother with its stats. It is a 1922 level submarine. You know, like it's not great. It's a submarine. We're going to get that going. We need that. And then we've got to we've got to get a lot of stuff. So let's take a little bit longer and look through some of our weapons trees here. Because another thing about Canadian forces is they tend to be well armed and well trained. And so we're going to try to have well trained, well armed forces to simulate Canada. Canada did invest in surface vessels in the war. And we can also build convoys. And we can upgrade those to landing craft for amphibious assaults. Things like that. Pretty cool stuff. Not going to worry about that. But let's take a look at our infantry weapons. It's going to be 494 days to get Improved Infantry Equipment 1, which leads to Weapons 2. You need it to unlock Weapons 2. So, I know we can get some bonuses later with some of these national focus buttons. See, I'm just rushing through this, but it becomes clear as you go on. It's actually pretty straightforward. It's just, there's a lot of variables in the game. You have to do a lot of stuff. So yeah, if we do an army effort and then equipment effort, we can get some bonuses researching that equipment. But I think we should get on to upgrading our weapons pretty fast. And I better get through research pretty fast so we can start time up. That's a toughie. That's an absolute tough one. So we either do weapons or we do something. I mean, I don't think we can do aviation research yet. We're just not there. We're just not there. And we're starting submarine research. So let's look over here in industry. We've got construction 1, which speeds up our construction speed on buildings by 10%. We've got that started. We could do basic machine tools that improves our production efficiency capability by 5%. It doesn't seem like much, but it leads to higher and higher efficiency abilities. Or we could do concentrated industry 1, which raises our factory output. I think we're going to take concentrated industry 1 at 190 days and just get started on it, because these are all the lower levels of this stuff. Oh, requires basic machine tools. Okay, well, we're taking basic machine tools. 142 days. Great, so let's start time. And we'll turn it up to 2 for now while we have a look around ourselves. So we've got free civilian factories. I don't know why that means that's red then. Well, let's start building some stuff. So you do have to build various types of infrastructure. There is one just called infrastructure, and it's like rails, roads, stuff like that, helps your armies and so forth. Then there's many other buildings you can build, air bases, anti-air emplacements, all kinds of stuff. We'll get into it as we go. We're going to start out with a military factory. And we're going to put that military factory in... Okay, every province has a certain amount of building slots. Those can change over time, but right now British Columbia has used 3 of its 4 building slots. It has a military factory, a civilian factory, and a naval dockyard. I'm going to want another naval dockyard in there, so we are going to put a military factory, I think, on Vancouver Island. And that's started building now. And there goes our unused civilian factories. Look, we're at full usage just building that one construction. So we're going to stack a few constructions behind it. We're going to also build a civilian factory on Vancouver Island. I know it seems strange, but I'm from Vancouver Island originally, and I'm just giving us early industry. And we're going to build a civilian factory up in Haida Gwaii. So we've got those on tap. We're going to build another dockyard in BC. These ones are just stacking. See, this one's got a zooming arrow, so it's building, and it'll be 111 days till it's completed. These ones are queued because there's no factories to build them, so no issue on that. That's why we're going to grab a couple civilian factories, quick like bunny rabbits, although we have ways of getting more of those. Okay, over here there's various building slots available, and I think we're going to queue up another military factory in Quebec. And we're going to queue up a military factory in Northern Ontario. And then we're going to queue up a civilian factory somewhere that can have it. Manitoba. So we've got a big stack of stuff building. So we're absolutely going to just leave that alone. We've got that all set up. So next excitement point is free military factories. So we're going to open that up and see what we've got. So we're producing basic infantry equipment, which we really need to change. And we're producing 5.5 a day of them, and we need almost 6,300 to supply our troops just with guns in hands. And that's just the troops we've got here, which is not a huge amount. And then we're producing light tanks as well, 2.4 a week, 332 of them needed. And those are to fill the needs of our divisions. So we can probably increase production a little bit. We have 2 steel. Oh, we have 6 units of steel for use. Oh, 4 are used. These guys use them up. So we've got some steel to use. So we'll add 1 factory to making guns. Click. That reduces their efficiency a little bit, because they have to have new staff learning or whatever. So we've got 2 factories on gun production. Now we have no steel left, and I'm not really willing to start importing yet, because importing costs you civilian factory usage, and we need to build. And these are junk weapons. So basically we've still got military factories for use. Here we are, 3 out of 5 that we're using. So we could be producing these things faster, but we are now 0 on all resources, except for aluminum, which we are probably exporting the heck out of. So yeah, we're done with that for now, and we're not using any of our naval dockyards. So we're going to dismiss that we've got free military factories and dismiss that we've got free naval dockyards. And now we've got no divisions in basic training. So let's close off production. We're at 9.72 guns a day now. We'll eat away at it. Close that, and we will go to recruit and deploy. So these top 2 bars are the priority of weapons going to your active troops, and the priority of upgrade weapons going to your active troops. We'll leave those alone. Division designer. So we can train some people up, and I'll show you the divisions just quickly. So we have 2 types of division right now, and our district militia is a large group of infantry. I mean, these all represent a fairly large number of men, I guess, and 1 light tank with no other equipment. And we don't have any points here. It's Army experience points to do anything about changing any of it, so that is exactly how those divisions look right now. And the cavalry militia, well, welcome to Canada. It's 3 units of mounted horsemen and nothing else, with whatever rifles we can produce. Pretty hot stuff. We're really set to defend ourselves from all comers here. So we are going to go ahead and train some of these guys. And so we'll train a district militia. Pardon me, my sinuses are running. We'll train a district militia. We'll train a couple of cavalry militia. We'll train another district militia. Okay, and that took us to a manpower shortage, which we are going to ignore. And now we just quickly do some stuff to these divisions that we've started training, and they also need equipment. We will set see they're 1 to infinite, so they'll just keep producing on us. We set them to 1, and infinite is apparently less than 1, so that's kind of cool. So now we've got, really, the war isn't going that fast. It's the 22nd of January 1936. I haven't turned time up very fast yet. I will crank it up a little bit more. Nothing serious has happened in the world just yet, thank goodness. We're getting set up. So we've got those set, and we are going to do we leave all their priorities for this is how much weapons these training troops get. And we want them perfectly trained and fully equipped when they come out. So we're going to give them high priority because it'll help them get trained if they get equipment. So they're going to get the tanks and guns faster than the men in the field are. That's fine. Now we set their locations. Just trying to work through this quick here. So we're going to put a district militia, which is that heavy concentration of infantry and a little tank, on Vancouver Island to protect our 2 new factories there. That should work well. They are not, you see they don't appear on the map. It's because they can't deploy. You hover that, it says cannot deploy, that isn't at least 20% trained. And I found out in my second game of this, I've played 2 and a bit games of it basically. Not all the way through to the end in either game. I just got an idea of how it was going and then tried again. What was I saying here? Yeah, they'll appear on the map when you deploy them, and they have better fighting quality if they deploy fully trained than if you don't deploy them fully trained, and I didn't know that, so that's cool. So I'm going to throw a cavalry militia into Quebec, and that's going to Quebec. And I'm going to throw a cavalry militia into northeastern Canada. See, we didn't have the same provinces even back then. Pop that in there. And I'm going to throw a district militia. Oh, everything turns green. It's so crazy. But anyway, we've got an air base and a naval base here, and this is where our Atlantic Squadron of ships is based. So I'm going to throw an extra district militia in there. And that's all the manpower we can afford right now until, they spawn more babies or something. Well, yeah, I guess kids grow up and join the army. That is how it works, guys. That's kind of scary because things could get ugly. They did. It got ugly for me. I won't even detail what happened, but it got ugly for me. Okay, so we've got a bunch of dudes in training. Nice. And we have a manpower shortage, which we're going to dismiss because we know about it now. So we got research going, we've got our political effort going. We aren't trading with anyone yet. Here's the trade thing. So we've got our resources: oil, aluminum, rubber, tungsten, steel, and chromium. And we've got every country in the world that we could trade with, and we have 100 convoy vessels in our inventory of convoy vessels, and we can build more. They might get sunk depending on who doesn't like us. We'll see how that goes. Man, this game can get really ugly. But it is historically based, so historical events happen as they're supposed to, although you can influence the course of those historical events. I will tell you one detail from a previous game. I actually successfully fomented a fascist coup attempt in the United Kingdom. Winston Churchill snuffed out my 1.5 years of intensive production and effort like a little candle. Don't mess with him, eh? I mean, you should have seen the place. It was buzzing with airplanes. Let's go take a look at the United Kingdom. Let's totally pull out here. They're not that far away, We can build planes that get that far if we work on it. Oh yeah, look at all their air bases. I don't see any planes flying yet. Oh, they got gun emplacements. Oh my god. Look, it's covered in bases. This is a heavily armed, oh my god. This is a heavily armed, there's some mounted troops there just like we got. That's funny. Okay, so back to Canada, our poor little country here. So we've got a bunch of buildings in queue, and that's good. We need those civilian factories. And our research, not even close, so let's turn time up. Take it faster. Now it's clicking along pretty quick. I don't want to turn it up faster. I get scared. Political power slowly building up. We can't do anything about the government to work on it being communist. We're going to stay in the Allies for now because we're Canada and we're tricky like that. Okay. This is going well enough. We can't add any more buildings to the queue. I guess I will just bring time up another notch here. We can't add any more buildings into the queue. We've got lots of training in queue. So we can wander around and look at a few things in the system here. Oh, well, we have to create armies and navies. Whoops. Yeah, we do need to create armies and navies. So these existing divisions out in the west here are going to, so we got 4 divisions, or 3 divisions of cavalry and one militia. We are going to put these divisions all into one army. So here we are, Army 1, and we're going to call this Western Command. And then we're going to pick someone to run it. We got these 3 guys. And let's see, this guy, Thomas Victor Anderson, has attack 20%, defense 20%, and a puny skill. This guy has even less skill, attack 15 and 15. That's interesting. And the Field Marshal, we're not going to use yet. We're going to think about him. Let's see his skills. He's got 20%, 20%, same skills as the general. Okay, so we're going to take the general with the good skills and assign him to Western Command. He's now the leader of Western Command, and he being a general can command up to 24 divisions. So that's fine. He's all good for now. And we'll close him, and then we'll take the rest of our troops, which are out east here. We got nothing up north. We'll take the rest of our troops, grab them up. We got quite a few divisions, a bunch of district militias, and 1 cavalry. Yeah, and there's more coming in. We'll add them in when they come. And we're going to make a new army, and we're going to put that under the command of the Field Marshal, because he has no limit to the amount of divisions he can command, and I've got a feeling it's going to get hot in that area of the country at some point. And he's going to be called Eastern Command, and we'll use up that other guy doing a Northern Command as well. Oh, okay, we got some news. Let's turn the speed down, and yeah, that's all set, so that's good. The remilitarization of the Rhineland. Germany has stationed troops in the Rhineland territory close to the French border in clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles. The local population cheered the German soldiers on, while the diplomatic reactions from France and Britain have so far been muted. It is no more than the Germans walking into their own backyard, a political commentator in Britain observed, and their little note is worrying. So world tension here is up to 2%. So that caused a little tension in the planet. It was at, I think, 0 when we started. And that has an effect on many things that can happen. So we've got some stuff we can do here. Oh, we got lots of points. I forgot that. So we've completed our national focus. And we are going to select industrial effort for our next national focus. And we're going to begin it immediately. It's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to start trying to industrialize the country. It gives a 50% research bonus for industry, which is nice. And we are going to modify our government, so we can dismiss that. And the first thing we're going to do is add a political advisor. See, we're the power behind the scenes. Our will be felt. We've got lots of guys here, but the one we're looking for right now is William Cashtan, the Communist Revolutionary. Daily Communism support plus 0.1, and we'll pop him into the government. We get Communism on the Rise, which we have to check out here. While workers rise up against their oppressors around the world, those who claim to have achieved class consciousness in Canada sit idly by and wait for change to come from within a political system so thoroughly corrupt. I got that wrong. Only revolution could save us from it. So speak new voices in the Canadian Communist movement. Referring to the rule of the Liberal Party as a dictatorship of the bourgeois, they have begun calling for it to be brought out of power by any means necessary. Whether these means will come from within or without remains to be seen. And we can say there may be those in the government itself who support such ideas, or a movement for the people must seek support from the people. So we can either go for a popular support in an uprising, or we can go for internal support and a coup. I'm going to choose internal support and a coup. And that's kind of cool. They can't attempt it. They have like 1% popularity. But they're on the rise now, and that's awesome. We've started industrial effort times, going back up to 3. And the next thing we're going to want to do is change our export focus economy to a free trade economy, because it gives us a higher bonus on factory output, construction speed, and research time, and that is big stuff. So that's what we're going to use our next points for. We're down to 47 because we spent 150 putting the communist guy into the government. That's all good. It's all good. We don't want to trade until we have more civilian factories built. So that's annoying. It's taken a while to build that military factory. 39 days left to build the military factory. We'll crank up the game speed. And our production is really low, but yeah, that's alright. We're not going to worry about our troops being well armed just yet. One thing we're going to do with our troops, though, here we're going to select this army, and we're going to start an exercise with this army, and this allows it to slowly accumulate some army experience, which gets these little stars, which you use for quite a few different things in the army. And we are going to put Eastern Command on an exercise as well. So close that. So these guys both have the symbol. This army is currently exercising. Now our naval station. Here's the naval view of the world. And there's our naval station. So that is a naval base with 2 ships in it. We're going to open it up. It's the Atlantic Squadron with no commander. So we're going to select a commander. We've got Admiral Leonard W. Murray, who has naval hit chance 20% plus and fleet coordination 7% plus. And H.T. Bailey Groman has the same stats. They have the same stats. So we're going to put the older looking fellow, on the Atlantic Fleet, and we'll put the other guy on another fleet when we create it. But we only own 2 ships right now, plus our convoys. That's all we've got. So he's got the HMCS Saguenay destroyer, Saguenay class. Oh, they're spelled differently. I should probably tell them. Oh well. And yeah, these ships have their stats. They're pretty lame, but they can do work. And the Saguenay class HMCS Skeena. And those ships are going to stay in port for now. That's fine. We're going to relax on that, and we're going to leave the Navy alone for the moment. We're going to check in on our buildings here. We're almost done that dash-blisted factory. And political points are slowly rebuilding, which we need. And industrial effort is progressing, which is good. Now, in this tree, we're going to have to use political stuff in the tree here to reinforce our government at certain points. So we'll have to be wary for that and make sure that we stay in power thoroughly. And industrial effort, we are not going to go straight to armament effort from industrial effort. That adds a building slot in a military factory. Construction effort adds a building slot in a civilian factory. So we're going to go with civilian construction, and then we're going to go with infrastructure effort, even though it's less useful to us. This adds to infrastructure in St. Lawrence. I don't know. And this adds infrastructure in southern Ontario and northwestern Canada, so it's not actually a bad thing. But we get through to an extra research slot if we complete those. So we have a very strong motivation to drive down this tree before we do much else of anything. This is going to give us a 50% research bonus for industry, so we have to make sure we use that wisely. And then we don't get any more research bonuses for industry out of the rest of the tree, but we do get some nice stuff. So let's take a look at our research. We've almost researched the L-class submarine. That's pretty awesome. Construction 1 is researching away, and basic machine tools will be 13 days away. So we've got 2 slots coming up, just pretty much on the same day there. So we're going to have to think about what to do with those. Whoops, wrong button. Basic machine tools leads to this, and we can get a bonus on it. It might be a waste of our bonus. Yeah, maybe we should do improved machine tools. This is 223 days to research. This is 190 days to research. This is 271 days to research. It would be nice to save the bonus for that, but we can't. Concentrated Industry 1 gives us factory output 20% and max factories in a state 20%. That's pretty nice. Okay, national focus completed. We're going to turn down time for a second. It's still going, it's just slow. And we're going to go to details on that. Industrial effort completed, so we'll go straight to construction effort immediately. And start that, and we'll turn time back up a trifle. And we're going to think about... Oh, that's 125 days now. And that's 90 days now. Oh gosh. Land sakes, well we want the, okay, so hold on, research finished, basic machine tools is finished. So these are now open. I don't see any, bonus. And our sub's finished. There's our bonus. Oh, so the days were right. And we're not going to do dispersed industry. We're going to count on being able to defend our factories. Could be a mistake. So improved machine tools, or I think concentrated industry 1 brings it to 90 days. Hang on. No, you know what? It's not a good expenditure. It's better to do the improved machine tools, even though we don't need them as much. We're saving more time with them. So I'm going to research improved machine tools. Whoops. Cancel that. What's going on here? I don't understand. I thought... Oh, I came in on the wrong slot. I'm a fool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I almost switched slots there like a fool. So yes, we do improved machine tools. Sorry, guys. That was silly. And then we have another one to do. Do we do concentrated industry, or do we keep going on our submarine research? Oh, that's a tough one, isn't it? I think we keep going on our submarine research. We're just gonna take that. 189 days, we'll get that. So we can start building reasonable boats. Okay, time back up to speed. Sorry about that, guys. That's all cruising along. How's our buildings doing? We've dug into a civilian factory, 196 days left to complete. That's pretty damn brutal. We're getting up to where we have enough political power to do something, though. So that's nice. Let's see how our communist support's doing. It's growing. We're at 8.9%. It's going to be a while before we can mount any sort of coup, obviously. And there's lots of other interesting stuff to do with the government that's fun. And production, we just don't want to start importing until we have more civilian factories. Construction effort 1 gives us a civilian factory in southern Ontario and adds a building slot there. Filling it with the factory, but so that, I guess that's going to be completed before construction on this civilian factory is completed, that's for sure. So we will go ahead and start trading to increase our military production as soon as we've got construction effort finished. Yeah. So yeah, the time to the war counts down really fast when you're actually moving quick enough to make the game sort of play at speed. There's one further notch of speed, but I don't want to go there. This is scary enough. Because you have to think, and I don't have that much experience in the game, so it's hard for me to figure out what to do. And I'm sure every country has different political trees and research trees and stuff too. Synthetic oil experiments really interest me, because we're going to need to be self-sufficient in oil unless we're going to trade with the Soviet Union. But we'll figure that stuff out when the time comes upon us. We really want this. And advanced machine tools takes too long, so we're going to go for that next. We've got the submarine going, and construction 2 also gives you a 10% construction speed bonus, very desirable. You stack bonuses. And these excavation 1 gives you resource gain efficiency, so you get more resources out of your country. Excavation 2, the same thing, etc., etc. But construction 3 gives you factory repair speed 50%. And it's a big, stiff lot to research. Then you get your speed bonuses again for the higher ones. So you have to shove your way through construction 3, and by then we're going to be starting to focus on weaponry, I think. So we're just going to try to tool up these 2 bits of the tree here. We haven't even started electronic engineering. We can't even build radios. Okay, something came up, so I'm going to turn time down. We can change our government. Let's go take a look at that. And we're definitely going to go to free trade right now with our 150 points. So click that, and that should give us faster construction. Yet we're at plus 15% instead of plus 10%. So knocks it down a bit. It's still 153 days till that thing's completed. So let's turn the speed back up. And right, as soon as we finish construction effort 1 is when we start trading, because before that we're going to affect our build speed. We do not want to affect our build speed here. My theory is, and this is just a theory, like I certainly haven't come close to beating anything in this game. I don't even know how to do combat. I can just barely figure it out. But and these exercises use up equipment, by the way. They eat up equipment. My theory is that I don't want to really start wasting a lot of my own production on making weapons until I've got better weapons. Oh, we've got short resources, and the research is finished. So we're going to turn time down. Construction 1 is finished. Go to details, and I think we're going to do we do construction 2 at 232 days or concentrated industry 1 at 180 days? I think we do construction 2 at 232 days. We go ahead and do that. Even though that's going to take quite a while. And insufficient resources. Okay, we're going to have to start trade early. This is going to bite into our civilian production, but you can expect that to be the case in years like these. So we need 1 oil. Everything else we're at surplus or 0. So we're just going to import oil. And we are going to start trade with the Soviet Union. So these are all the countries that have oil. And there's a lot of them, like Venezuela tempts me. But we got to run a convoy line to get oil most places, so we're going to see how it goes. The United States can ship it transborder to us without using convoys. And they have a lot of oil. But we are going to trade with the Soviet Union. And you click this button to buy the amount you need. So we're buying 8 oil. We'll have a little surplus. The slider, I can't make it work. It either goes, oh, hey, the slider works now. Before the slider wasn't working for me. Okay, I guess I just hadn't figured out how to use it before or something. But we're going to buy what we need. Or could we buy less? No. We're going to buy about 8. We're going to send that to the Soviet Union. And now we've got 8 coming in. Just does it in an hour. Those are quick convoys. And that should have taken our resource shortage button out. Oh no, we need steel too. Well, we're going to trade steel as well with the Soviet Union. They've got lots of steel, so we'll buy the amount we need and we'll send. We're buying 8 from them. So our needs are filled in. There, that button went away. And we're doing some trade with the Soviet Union. We could expend some political power improving relations with the Soviet Union right now. And, you know, we don't have a lot of political power yet. But it might be worth doing because I don't think we have good relations with them. So open country list on diplomacy. Scroll down to the Soviet Union. They could be our big friend. So Canadian opinion of them is -10 and their opinion of us is -10. So it would be good to improve relations. Let's see what the cost is. So here we go. There's Joseph Stalin. You know what? We can turn time up again. Might as well. And so improve relations costs us 10 points and a daily cost of 0.4 points. Why don't we do it for a few days and see what happens? So we're going to improve relations with the Soviet Union. He's working on Stalin Constitution, and when they get encryption we won't know what they're working on, which is pretty darn cool. So that's all going well, and our construction efforts going well, so that'll help balance off our trade. Our building is now 160 days. Yeah, see, our speed went down. That's too bad, but that's why we're building civilian factories quickly. And we'll find more bonuses. Yeah, we got construction 1 gave us another 10%. Nice. And even then the speed went up. Even then the time went up on it. That's brutal. It's quite a ways till any research is done. We've got time as fast as I'm comfortable running it. I find this pretty scary. Okay, construction effort's almost finished. We will just go to construction effort 2 as soon as it comes up. Oh, is it really not going that fast? See, I thought it was going faster than that. Oh, there. Oh, treaty. Okay, whoa, stop. Not stop, but slow. Italy took Ethiopia, seizing 1,991 equipment in the Treaty of Addis Ababa. Okay, and our national focus is completed construction effort. We're going to construction effort 2, which gives us a building slot in a civilian factory in British Columbia. So we'll start with that. And now let's look at our production, because we got a little surplus going on. So we can start putting some basic guns in the hands of people, or some basic light tanks in the hands of troops, actually. So we can fill in a bunch of factories on tanks here. We haven't run out of resources yet, so that's good. Whoa, okay, that ran us out of resources. We take one off, and we throw one on guns. That runs us out of resources, so we're going to go back to steel and we're going to import more from the Soviet Union. So right now we're buying 8 in exchange for the use of 1 civilian factory, or costing the use of 1 civilian factory. We need more convoy ships for this, which we've got, and now we're buying 16 because it goes in units of 8, I guess. And that costs us another factory, which is brutal. That is brutal, but we are going to buy that steel off them. Now here's what we're doing. We're producing 2 oil and exporting 2 oil and importing 8 oil for a surplus of 5. Hilarious. Free trade for you. We're producing 30 aluminum, exporting 24 aluminum, surplus of 6. Rubber, we've got no production, export or import. Tungsten, the same. Steel, we're producing 12, exporting 10, and importing 16. It's crazy. Surplus of 6. And chromium, there's nothing. We're not doing anything with chromium. And we are improving relations with the Soviet Union. We're going to turn time up again, and we're going to check on that diplomacy. Oh, okay, so we've got Soviet opinion of Canada up to 41 and climbing, and Canadian opinion of the Soviet Union coming down. So we're going to let that run for a little while longer until we've really got them going, because I'm sure it'll fall down again. It'll have a minus on it afterwards. So we'll just leave that for a little while longer, not much longer. Check our research. Loads of time to go on research. Production, now we imported a bit more, so let's keep getting the light tanks done. Oh, we don't have any factories left. Take it all back. Okay, can we get a naval dockyard producing ships? We have junk subs though, and it's only 103 days till the T class. We still need more subs, and there is a way to get a bonus on submarine research as well. 1803 days just to get the V class, even if we had the U class right now. Now we can get a bonus on submarine research by, okay, world news, hit the slow button. The games of the 11th Olympiad. The 11th Olympic Games were recently held in Berlin, Germany, attended by athletes from 49 different nations across the world. The 1936 Summer Olympics are the first in history to have enjoyed limited live television coverage. That's cool. The Games were a significant propaganda victory for the German regime, which spent lavishly on the event. German athletes saw the most success, winning 33 gold medals, while the Americans came in second with 24. 4 of these were won by Jesse Owens, the single most successful athlete of the Games. And I think they didn't even want to let him play because he was black. I think that he was the guy that they were like, you can't come or whatever. Can't remember. I'm too old for these things. I don't understand anything. Times were different then. And they're better now. We're not having a gigantic world-convulsing war, for one thing. Kind of a bonus. Okay, we're cruising along on a civilian factory. Let's see how we're doing on this. Construction effort is slow. Okay, to get the submarine bonus, research bonus, we've got to get through naval effort, flexible navy, and hit submarine effort. Or we could go large navy and submarine effort, but we're going to go flexible navy and submarine effort. So that's 210 days worth of working away at it, and we need to finish this and get the extra research slot first, so not going to worry about that because we may have to do other ones as we go. Back to research. Improved machine tools are coming along. We haven't done any weapons research at all. It would be nice to get the next level of tank. It's 180 days to the next level of tank. On light tank. Heavy tank is also 180 days. We don't have any heavy tank technology. We have great war tanks equipping our troops and light tank 1s equipping our troops in mixed bags. Pretty sad. Light tank 2, definitely something we probably want to do is get the light tanks cranked up, and you can do variants. So you can do, well, we'll look into the variants when we get there. Construction, cruising along. How's our divisions? They're pretty much trained. Training 98%, so... Oh, and I think some of them may have deployed on their own because they were fully trained. Okay, because we had them on a high priority there. So let's close that and look for stray troops that aren't in an army. There we go. He can go in Western Forces. Western Command. We've got research finished, so we're going to slow time down for a second. And we'll have to find any more stray troops when we find them. Take a look. I don't see any stray troops, no cavalry, no nothing. Okay, so go to the details on improved machine tools. Turret lathes are proving indispensable for mass production. Ensuring efficient construction and use of the lathes themselves will give us a significant industrial advantage. Okay, that's cool. So we can get concentrated industry 1 in 180 days, or we can look at advanced machine tools in 637 days. So that's really brutal. But concentrated industry would be a really nice thing to get started on. So since it is unlocked, even though we should be researching weapons, we're going to hit it. 180 days. So we'll take speed back up. Yeah, we're going to have to get that weapon research done at some point. But we'll kind of focus on getting those light tanks out, eh? I mean, these old war guns, they're fine and everything. Do we have enough to start producing a ship? No, we haven't finished our sub-research. It's 60 days out. So fine. We only have 50 political power. Oh my gosh, we have to stop improving relations with Russia. Stop improving relations. We only got 2 points off Canadian opinion of the Soviet Union. And, oh, that's a bonus because we're trade partners too. But we got plus 90 out of the Soviet Union. They like us now. So that's kind of trippy and cool. If I go naval view, I think we'll see our convoys. Yeah, there's our convoy lines. So where's this one going? Let's follow that convoy line. Oh, we're exporting to Australia via that convoy. Okay, that's cool. And there's a naval base there in Siberia that we're importing from the Soviet Union, and that's pretty darn cool. These troops are, yeah, okay, so they're deploying themselves. We completed a national focus. We've got to find our lost troops because we don't want them not assigned to an army, right? So we completed construction effort 2. We're going to go straight for construction, or for infrastructure effort. We're just going straight ahead on that. And we've got to find our stray troops wherever they are, right? So that's not them. That's not them. That's not them. Oh, here we are. Here's one. Here's one. So this guy will go into Western forces. Fine. I don't know how to use the armies very well, so I'm probably not setting them up very well. But, you know. Okay, so we're looking for deployed divisions that, yeah, okay, so this guy goes in Eastern Command. We're looking for any deployed divisions. I don't want that. I want the divisions. Whoop, we're going to go right in. Ah, drag. Sorry, I'm not the greatest motor. Oh, look, he's doing push-ups. It's exercises. Oh, that's so funny. That is so funny. Just gonna make sure. Oh, it's 2 ships. It looks like a division. Durr. Okay, so whoa, and back out of there. So these troops look like they're all belonging to someone. We're just gonna check them quickly. Sorry, guys. It's little lost sheep. We want them assigned to armies. I don't know where they are. Maybe this is one of them. No, everyone there is assigned. Everyone there is assigned. How about here? Assigned. Okay, I'm going to assume I caught them all. We've still got some in training. They're almost done and they're going to Quebec, so that's great. Maybe we better start doing some more training. We'll do some more cavalry. You know, Canada should have, well, maybe that's too many cavalry. We'll do another district militia. So we're going to do a district militia in BC. And we're going to do another cavalry way up here in the middle of nowhere, northern Canada. We're going to do a cavalry up here, northwestern Canada. We'll start training those, and maybe we'll do another district militia, and we'll put it into this heavily populated area that we don't want to lose. But yeah, we wouldn't want to get this cut off or anything, so we're going to put her in there. And we'll leave them at medium priority instead of high, because those trained pretty fast. Well, time is flying, right? So that's good. We've got more divisions in training. It's not giving us a manpower warning, so that's great too. We're going to speed some time up again. And political power is building. Now that we stopped improving relations with the Soviet Union, we're getting political power faster, and the Communist Party is gaining. We are now at 22.6%. Leader Tim Buck. Yeah, when they stab Mackenzie Singh, he'll say Tim Buck too. Oh my God, that's the worst joke that's ever been made in the history of man. Holy smokes. Okay, so Canada's cruising along. The rest of the world, well, we don't know what they're doing. We don't have intel. We haven't even started electronic technology. I guess the UK is sharing intel with us, so oh my god, look how many divisions they have. Oh no. And they're probably all armed to the teeth. But then they have a job here to do defeating Germany, so they're going to need those men. We don't seem to have any intel on what's going on in the rest of Europe here. Scroll right out, take a look. So this is the way the world was divided back then. It's pretty dang neat. So we're going to come right back into Canada, because Canada's what we're working with. We don't want to face these terrifying Americans. We don't even know what divisions they have. We have zero intel. Yeah, you know, now that you mention it, okay, we've got the T class completed. We're just going to keep researching subs, are we? Hold on, turn speed down. Go to the details of that, and let's just see about this. So it's 826 days for the U class, and then the V class is whatever, and we can get one super bonus on sub research. 826 days, I mean, that's madness. Technology is 3.10 years ahead of its time, but it's going to take us over 2 years to research it. Well, we can try to get research bonuses in various ways. We'll do our best. We need this, but we need other stuff as well. Maybe I should start a shorter research program in armaments here. Because we haven't done support weapons, 135 days, and we are not anywhere near this. 306 days for improved infantry equipment 1, which gives cavalry soft attack plus 5%, motorized infantry soft attack plus 5%. Oh, motorized 180 days. Research. We're researching trucks. We're researching trucks in Canada now. Back up with time, speed. Ooh, this is freaky. So we've got some stuff in training. Production. We're using all 6 of our puny military factories, and we are not using our dockyards. We finished a sub research. We are going to start building subs, T-class. And that does leave us some resources, probably, eh? Leaves us 4 steel. So we could be making more things out of steel. But we don't have any factories for it. And how's that coming along? Civilian factory, 37 days. Okay, world news, slowing down time. The Spanish Civil War. A civil war has erupted in Spain. Several generals seeking to overthrow the current government in Madrid have issued a pronunciamiento, and a large portion of the Spanish armed forces have answered their call to arms. This right-wing nationalist faction has occupied much of Spain, including the overseas territories. Loyalist forces and volunteers have assembled under the left-wing Republican government, determined to resist the putsch to their very last breaths. The battle for Spain has begun, and the little thing says, "What will this mean for Spain?" Transmission from Nationalist Spain. Nationalist Spain declared war on Spain. So over here in Spain, here we are. So they're broken. Here's Republican Spain. Here's Nationalist Spain. Let's take a look at them. State owner. Come here. So it's Francisco Franco. He's a Falange Española fascist, no elections, and he's doing armament effort and is almost finished. And then we've got Republican Spain under Jose Diaz, and he's mostly communist. Okay, that's kind of interesting. We'll put speed back up. Wow. Okay, history's starting to accelerate. World tension's still only at 2%. Here's our little country. Man, we better get going. Oh, we got so much to deal with. So we're doing motorized. That's good. We've got construction 2 on the way. That's good, because that'll give us a speed bonus constructing. So will some other stuff. There are probably other ways to get it. Man, there's got to be more ways to get speed bonuses constructing. We've got 25%. We can get more than that. Okay, civilian factory is finished. We're going to bring military factories up in priority completely now. Oops, didn't mean to do that. We're still finishing that civilian factory. But we're going to bring dockyards and military facilities. Oops, mixed it up. into priority here. Yeah, okay, infrastructure effort is completed. So we're going to go deal with that. Oh, turn the time down. And we're going straight for the extra research slot, so it's infrastructure effort 2. Now this reinforces our force abilities. So this adds infrastructure in southern Ontario and northwestern Canada, rail and roads and stuff. So it is a good thing to do, even though it's not giving us any immediate visible super benefit. So we've started that. We're going to speed back up again. And we're going to finish this civilian factory in 20 days. Then we're going to build a military, a naval dockyard, and a military. Oh man, we might need to trade for more though, so we better throw that civilian in there before that next military. We'll just leave it like that for now. That's enough to keep our crews busy for a long time to come. Research is chugging along. National focus is chugging along. We have 141 points. We're very close to being able to modify the government. Our troops are not getting equipped or trained very quickly, so that's fine. Production is terrible, really slow. 22.42 guns a day of the low quality guns, and 1.35 tanks a day of the basic light tanks. It's not great. And we've got these being produced, and we're going to send this first shipyard to the Atlantic Squadron. These submarines will be deployed to the Atlantic Squadron. So these original T-class boats, service manpower 200, surface detection 15, sub detection 35, whole bunch of other things. It's not a very powerful submarine. We can now change the government. I think we'll slow time down right now and just get on that. So yeah, 2.09 subs a year going to the Atlantic Squadron, and they don't have an efficiency thing, they just build at a set efficiency. All our factories are busy, so we're done. All our dockyards are busy, we're done. And modifying the government, there's some stuff we can do. There's some stuff we can't do till we're communist, such as changing the economy to a war economy, which could give us a boost on military factory construction speed and civilian to military conversion speed and vice versa. But we need more than 15% world tension, and we'll have to have communist or fascist ruling party. And the same is true for all these other changes right here. So we can't do that. We're not going to do another advisor, are we? Or should we do an advisor who gives us political power, enabling us to change things faster? Or we can do an advisor who gives us some kind of bonus. So let's take a look. What research are we doing? Nothing onerous. So we're not going to go for a research bonus. This is just lots of options. So we are going to go with a political advisor, and we're going to get R.B. Bennett, the silent workhorse, who gives us political power gain plus 15%. So he's going in. Now that kills all our points, takes us down to 3 points. But, okay, let's turn our speed back up. But R.B. Bennett is going to make those points go up faster for us. So our gain is now 1.3 per day. So that's great. That's going well. And we're on infrastructure effort 2, so we're almost to our extra research slot. I don't think we'll bother doing secret weapons right now. It gives electronics, nuclear technology, and rocketry research bonuses. Kind of nice. We're not going to do that right now, or nuclear effort or anything. Extra research slot 2 takes a lot of stuff we don't have. So after that, we're either going to do army effort and get our equipment cranked up, which is probably a good idea, or do naval effort and try to get that submarine research sped up, which is less total value. So I think probably army effort and get busy on that. And eventually we're going to have to come over here and do collectivist ethos. Whoop. Okay, hold on. Time to pause. Something big in our own country here. Marxist sympathies in government. Although the party line of the Liberal Party is to strongly oppose revolutionary socialism, keeping a watchful eye on the nation's radical left-wing elements, some people in government are more open to the possibility. If nothing else, they see room for addressing the concerns of the people who look to communists for solutions without risking a full-scale civil war. Although they may be seen as traitors by those who remain loyal to Mackenzie King, these dissident voices may be the ones to ensure a relatively bloodless transition should the revolution come. So, and now we'll keep a close eye on them too for many reasons. Yeah, we have our own little reasons. So let's check our communist political support. Oh, we can bring our time speed back up again. It's just January 1937, we're paused, so we'll just crank up time there. And okay, we have got 26.20 communist support in the country now, so getting along, and we did that big thing with the Soviet Union and all that stuff. So construction effort, we're on to a military factory, so we got a civilian one done. That's nice. 93 days to complete that sucker. We need more construction speed, we need more everything, eh? Construction 2 is 33 days away, so that's pretty nice. Right, let's check production. Got nothing. We can't do a thing, and we're making these junk rifles. Maybe I should decrease junk rifle production and increase junk tank production. The Army's exercises are also eating up part of our produce, but we obviously need a lot more military factories, eh? So constructions. Let's stack some military factories. Quebec is full. Okay, we can do one here in Saskatchewan. So we're going to build a military factory in Saskatchewan. We can build one in Alberta. We're going to build a military factory in Alberta. And looks like we don't have slots elsewhere except in these densely populated areas. And for various reasons, I want to keep some construction slots free in these areas. But we are going to build one in St. Lawrence. Don't know why that turned yellow. A lot of things I don't understand. So we're going to do that. And boy, we need more. Maybe we'll build 2 in St. Lawrence. No, let's just hold off here. So let's bring these up in priority. Drive that civilian factory in Manitoba down in priority. That'll be fine. We won't need it as much as we think we will. So we're going to do all those military factories best as we can. We're working on more construction speed as we speak. We're getting closer and closer to it, so that's nice. And we'll check the training of our divisions here. They're not getting equipment, so they're not getting trained, basically. Cannot deploy that does not have any equipment. So yeah, we got nothing for these guys, and we're working on motorized. So we're going to need factories for that too, so holy smokes, we are, aren't we? And it's going to take quite a while to, okay, national focus completed, turn down time, infrastructure effort 2. So now we can take extra research slot and start. And we'll turn time back up. That is nice. And that will give us, as it says, an extra research slot. So this is going to take 59 days to finish. And then we're building a dockyard. Okay, research finished. Time goes back down. That's me, Panic Boy. Details. Construction 2 is finished. And now construction 3 would take 536 days and doesn't give us a speed bonus. So we are going to do something else. Advanced Machine Tools is 536 days. 535 as we look, eh? And Concentrated Industry 2 is 180 days. So we're going to go ahead with Concentrated Industry 2. Oh. We haven't finished Concentrated Industry 1, which is 16 days out. So we'll go do something else. We better go do some infantry work. We're going to start Improved Infantry Equipment 1 at 255 days. Research it now. And turn time back up. So that's nice. yeah, we've got to get the guns to the boys, and we've got to get better guns. So we need factories, we need everything, we need the whole 9 yards. And for those factories, well, we're going to start the armament effort and the equipment army effort. Oh my god. Equipment effort. Armament effort gives us factories. But we want the equipment improved before we go for the factories. So we're doing this first. That's how it works. Okay. So we're going to do equipment effort before we do armament effort. That makes sense. And at some point we may have to do collectivist ethos. If we get a successful revolution in the country, we'll see. And we'll leave the Allies shortly after the revolution. We'll give it a decent mourning period and then leave the Allies. So we're doing okay so far. We haven't done much diplomacy with anyone. The United States is guaranteeing our independence. That can change in the blink of an eye. Those guys, like, I'm not kidding. I think we'll throw some more guys in training, actually. We'll do 2 district militias and a cavalry militia. Scroll down, set them to 1 unit. Okay, slow down time. And set that to... Where's the slider? Okay, there. 1 unit. And 1 unit. We're going to set our locations here just quickly. So a district militia down in here, doing some protection work in there. And a district militia in here, doing some protection in here. And a cavalry militia in BC. Okay, so those are all, like, that's a pretty major stack of training. Looks like we have the manpower, oddly enough. Unless it's not calling the manpower because there's no equipment, that's quite possible. So that's all well and good, basically. And now we go to finish Concentrated Industry 1. We're definitely just going straight to Concentrated Industry 2 because it gives us more production. And we've got improved infantry equipment going. And it's going to take longer than Concentrated Industry 2, which is nice, because then we will be able to, let's speed time up, then we'll be able to decide whether or not to use the slot on that weapons development or on industry development. And motorized is coming along beautifully. Extra research slot is coming along beautifully. We'll probably end this episode with the extra research slot, always assuming the record button worked. I had to rebind my keys, so you never know, right? Yeah, that's zooming along. 28 days to getting that done, and then we'll get a dockyard built. So then we're going to do 1 civilian, and then we're going to do 4 militaries, I think. Is that crazy? Because militarization will give us military factories, but you know what? We want to be able to crank up weapons production when we need to, so I'm just going to go ahead. And we're getting some political points built up too, which is nice. We're not doing any different trade right now. Our only trading partner is the Soviet Union, I think. And Australia for export. Oh, probably others for export. Let's have a look. We're exporting aluminum, and that must be what's going to Australia. And we're exporting oil. I don't know how you look at your exports only. Export. No, that doesn't tell us. Oh no, I've just done something crazy. Let's just go by country. And yeah, let's just close that. Okay. The game isn't super hyper over complex, but it's pretty complex. I don't know how to get rid of this blank for creating a new army, but we are going to create Northcom at some point anyway. We're going to branch off a few units to Northcom. I suppose we better look into aviation research at some point too. But we're not going to worry about that. We do want to, dominate the world with thermonuclear bombs, but there's so much else we need to do first. Otherwise, we're just going to get swept when we get troublesome with our neighbors. Because one thing we're going to need to do here is take this Labrador here off the UK. Canada has Labrador as a core state, and the UK owns it, and the same goes for Newfoundland. That's ours, and they own it, so We are going to have to take those at some point, which means war with the UK, and that means war with everyone. So we need to be really prepared on all fronts before that happens. There's no troops or people. Well, there's people there. Population is 22,000 people there, and 260,000 people in Newfoundland. Okay, we've got a factory free. We'll slow ourselves down here and make a decision. So do we do tanks? We do tanks. That's what we do. We do tanks. And now let's take a look at our construction speed. Our speed back up. And we've got a dockyard, 80 days. Nice. And then a civilian factory. We'll do it, and then we'll do the 4 militaries and another dockyard. And we're going to put that dockyard where? BC is full. Van Isle is full. Quebec can do a dockyard. Yeah, Nova Scotia can do a dockyard. Let's totally do Quebec. Why not build ships in Quebec? I think that's pretty cool. So we're gonna bring that up above the civilian facility, and then we're okay. We got something. We can change our government. Drop our speed down. Pop this open and make a little choice. Now we get into some more interesting choices. I think we're good on advisors, stuff like that. So we can add an industrial concern, a theorist, a material designer, a aircraft designer, ship designer, tank designer. I think we're gonna go for a material designer, small arms company, small arms research time minus 10%. But then we can't change that guy. Let's take a look at the small arms tree quickly here. Yeah, well, they've got long research times on them, and it would be nice to have them. So let's take a look at our other options quickly. So material designer, artillery, small arms, or motorization designers. Industrial concerns, so this gives industrial research, which is what we're doing here, industry. So we can keep forcing concentrated industry up faster if we take that industrial guy, or we can take an electronics guy and start forcing electronics up. And electronics reduce your research time, which is nice, but they're hard to get, they're expensive. Still, we might need encryption and decryption, right? So there's a tough choice. Do we go electronics or industry? Okay, let's go back and look at some more of our choices quickly. So we've got, ooh, ship designer. Oh, no doubt, no, that's what we're doing, eh? Is it? Are we going with a ship designer? Yeah, because we can add the material designer later if we want it. So we're going with a ship designer. Kingston Shipbuilding, Pacific Fleet Designer, Naval Research Time minus 10%. Carrier increases deck size, decreases armor, increases max range. Capital Ship increases max range. Screen Ship increases max range. And Submarine increases max range. Okay, Halifax Shipyard Limited does the same thing for research time and just affects screening ships, which we're not building, and increases production costs. And then there's a basic one that just does research time 10%. So, well, do we do a Navy designer? Then there's military staff, but we're not going to get into that just yet. Industrial concern. And theorists. So air warfare theorist adds air experience gain and helps research, or military theorist adds army experience and helps with 1 weak point of research. So that's difficult. Gee, it's tough, isn't it? Yerp, it's tough. Ship designer or small arms designer. We're going to take a small arms designer. So, or motorization designer. Or a tank designer. Vickers Armstrong tank designer. Armor research time minus 10%. And tanks researched while this company is engaged will gain 5% reliability and 5% soft attack. Oh. Well, we haven't started any tank research, but I think we will now. So we've got Vickers Armstrong in as our tank designer. And we don't have our extra research slot yet, but it's about to appear. So let's take our speed up. And go back here. That's about to appear, so that's kind of perfect timing. And we'll pause time. And we'll go to the details of our extra research slot completed. So we've scored that. We're not going to do armament. We're now going to do army effort and equipment effort. So, God, and then there's aviation effort and stuff, you know, like holy smokadokies, there's so much to do. But we're going to start army effort right now. And we're going to put time back on. Oh, world news, put it to slow. Hindenburg incident. Disaster was narrowly averted today when a diesel fuel leak was discovered on the German passenger ship Hindenburg as it came into dock at the Lakehurst Naval Air Station in the United States. The leak was promptly repaired. Had it gone unnoticed, flammable vapor could have resulted in a fire that would have engulfed the entire airship. Critics have long questioned the wisdom of passenger airships given their spotty safety records, and this incident is bound to make them even more vocal. And it says, a close call. So, the last 2 times I played this game, the Hindenburg blew up and burned, so that's pretty cool, eh? Time back up. And let's take a look here. We've got a free research slot. Oh, silly, silly. Select a technology to research. So this, we're doing Concentrated Industry 2, and it's 126 days away. Advanced Machine Tools are 491 days away. So I don't know about that. The construction tree I'm abandoning for now because it's so long to get through that little barrier, and that might be a mistake because it might be important to build factories faster, but that's just what we're going to do. And then we're going to go over here to infantry. Now we're about to get some bonuses, or a bonus in infantry, I think. Army effort will give us 1x 50% research bonus for land doctrine. Okay, worthless. Equipment effort is going to give us 1x 50% research bonus for infantry, weapons, and support artillery. So let's go over to research, select technology, and we cannot do weapons 2 yet because we haven't finished researching this and it's quite a long ways away. So I don't really want to waste the bonus in that. Okay, well, let's not worry about that and go research something else completely then. Navy. Research the U-class immediately. Immediately research the U-class. Should have put a naval designer in, eh? Oh well, let's start time again. Oops. No. Start time and put it up to... Oh, stop pausing time. There we go. And okay, so that's good. As soon as we get motorized research, man, we need factories, eh? Well, we've got a dockyard going. It's 60 days away. And then we might have to take that civilian factory and hide it quite down in priority, eh? No, I think we'd better get it built. I don't think we have a choice. We're gonna need it. Because we've gotten all the civilian factories we're going to get out of our construction effort. Oh, except we can do this. We started army effort, but actually what we should have done is construction effort 3 gives us 2 civilian factories. So I'm a fool. We're doing construction effort 3 next, and we're going to take that civilian factory way down the tree below all these military factories and the dockyard, because we're about to get 2 civilian factories free when we finish our national focuses. Right. You gotta watch out for these things. And the army is slowly building up experience. Okay, research is finished. That means time goes to slow, and we go to details, motorized, complete. And that means we start improved infantry equipment 1 immediately. Oh, we are already researching this technology. That's why it's lit up. I'm such a dolt sometimes. Mechanized in 941 days, eh? Oh my gosh, a Rudy Duty. So let's see. It's got defense, breakthrough, hardness, armor, piercing attack, and this has motorized is researched, and we could do a rocket variant. 402 days to get motorized rocket artillery with 50 soft attack and 1.0 hard attack. Or we can go mechanized one that has 11.0 piercing, which I don't really know what that does. Mechanized infantry is equipped with armored personnel carriers or infantry fighting vehicles for transport and combat. Mechanized infantry is distinguished from motorized infantry in that its vehicles provide a degree of protection from hostile fire, as opposed to soft-skinned wheeled vehicles, trucks or jeeps. Oh, I just researched it. Oh no. What am I doing? Oh no. That's 940 days. Of course, that makes our cavalry pretty awesome. It only goes 8 kilometers per hour, though. And we were going to research tanks, so no, let's go research tanks instead. So light tank 2, research. Okay. Yeah, we switched. Successfully switched. Turn time back up. Okay, light tank 2 is actually pretty close, and U-class is underway, and we're building some T-class boats, basically. Let's check our productions here. Yeah, we're working on it, We gotta get those guns improved up, eh? Really gotta get those guns improved up. Maybe I should just keep increasing tank production until I can get guns improved, eh? It's not the worst idea I ever had in my life. Yeah. There, we're just gonna push light tank production up. Cannot deploy? Insufficient manpower. Oh my god. Okay, that's crazy. It's because of my monstrous recruitment stack here. That's okay. It's all going to work out when we get some political points. If we get political power, that's all going to work out. So let's just check that out again. Production, does it stop production? Yeah, it stops production. Cannot deploy. Insufficient manpower, cannot deploy. Well, we don't want that to happen, do we? We're going to need some boats, so I think we better cancel some of our recruit and deploy stuff. We'll take one of these district militias out of New Brunswick. And what'll we do? Oh, this is confusing, isn't it? Don't want to take those out. Those are useful. We're going to need that. We'll take the cavalry militia out of BC. Okay, I'm not taking anything out other than that. That's as far down as I'm willing to go. Let's see if that fixed our manpower problem there. Yeah. Boats are back in session. That's awesome. And we'll just continue producing those. Okay, time is flying. It's 1937 already. World tension's still only 1%. Let's take a quick review of where we are. Army effort is continuing. Oh, and then we got to do construction effort 3 because we forgot about it. So we're just going to keep building military factories till then. Our dockyard is very close to built, 16 days. We're not doing any more advanced constructions just yet. Love these forts. They've got the coolest little icons for the forts. Coastal fort and land fort. Love it. Naval base and stuff. Stuff, lots of stuff. But we need all this military capability built out quick, so we can find a way to do it. We need political power in order to get there. We're getting 1.30 points a day. We're going to... Oh, and we need our government to become communist. Okay, world news. Let's slow down time. Amelia Earhart circumnavigates globe. The famous aviator Amelia Earhart, known to many as the Queen of the Air, has completed a flight around the world together with her navigator Fred Noonan. After a brief scare when the pair temporarily got lost while approaching Howland Island in the Pacific, the flight proceeded without incident, and this morning their Lockheed Electra touched down in Oakland, California. A ceremony is to be held in the White House next week, where Earhart is to be personally congratulated for her feat by the President. Quite an achievement. Turn time back up. That's pretty cool. How's our research? Ooh, it's, well, concentrated industry is the closest one. I'm glad we got the extra slot. There is an option to get another extra research slot, but you have to have 50 factories or more. You have to have more than 50 factories, so we're going to get that equipment effort, but we're also going to get construction effort 3. And that's what we're going to take next. And we don't have to do anything about political stuff yet, because our plans have not matured. Even someone as powerful as we are has to wait, so. And let's see how we're doing with the Soviet Union. No, they still like us. Okay, we've got an unused dockyard. We're going to go use that guy up. And we are going to start a new production line. And we are going to produce T-class subs, and we are going to deploy them to pause. National focus bypassed motorization effort. Well, that's interesting. We'll go look at that in a minute. We're just going to okay it. National focus completed army effort. That's nice. Now we're on pause. Leadership purges in the Soviet Union. Uncertainty has long reigned in the Soviet Union. While details are scarce, there has been a series of secret trials on the highest level, and both generals and ministers have disappeared from the public eye. The natural assumption is that some great conspiracy has been uncovered within the Communist Party, but no official statement has been made. In addition, the diplomatic reports we have access to indicate that evidence presented at these trials has been far from indisputable. Whatever has been happening, the structure of the Soviet High Command has changed irrevocably. It says for us, Soviet Command has suffered greatly. Yes, it's true actually, they lost so many capable people. So we're going to deploy that other set of T-class production to British Columbia. And we will make a fleet there when there's a couple of boats in harbor. And, okay. No national focus set, so we're going to go set that. So we got motorization effort, and we get a 75% research bonus for motorized, so it's kind of, now we're going to have super mechanized troops, basically, that's obvious. And we are going to go with construction effort 3, start, and we will unpause time. Got a little freaked out there by all those news bulletins. So we are still maxed out, 7 out of 7 factories cranking. Research is improved infantry 1, and that's 116 days away, so perfect would, well, it's not quite perfect. It should be 145 days away, then we would have it lined up with our national focuses. World news, Marco Polo Bridge incident. Japanese and Chinese forces have skirmished inconclusively over the strategic Marco Polo Bridge located just southwest of Beijing. China has rejected Japan's demands for an apology and territorial concessions, claiming instead that the breaking point of Japanese aggression has been reached. Diplomats fear that the volatile situation could result in war at any time. Interesting times indeed. That's probably going to take world tension up. No, world tension's still at 1%. Okay, that's cool. We got that all cruising along. We're working away on those things. We have to make sure we do the smart things with our stuff. Yeah, okay, so let's take a look at the research tree on this. So what we need is something really fast to research so we can get the bonus on weapons too. Well, looks like improved infantry equipment 2 is also a slow one, so let's just take a look at those national focus trees again. Equipment effort 1 gives us One 50% research bonus for infantry weapons and support artillery. Equipment effort 2 gives us another one. Okay, so we can totally use up the bonuses. So as soon as construction effort 3 is finished, we're going to get busy, and our military factory is 94 days out. We definitely need to speed up military factory construction as best we can. So it goes. We do need more civilian factories, but we're about to get 2 from this national focus. Well, not about to, but it's coming. So our training, they have no equipment. That's fine, and we are short on manpower, so we're maxing our armed forces for the moment. Okay, news item. Treaty of Madrid. Nationalist Spain took 7 states. Republican Spain was annexed. 1437 equipment has been seized, so the communists lost. That's bad news for our communist forces here. Oh, world news, the end of the Spanish Civil War. With the surrender of the last Republican strongholds, the Spanish Civil War has come to an end. The nationalists stand victorious, and a new era has begun for Spain. The war-torn country has suffered greatly in the fighting, and there is much rebuilding to be done. An interesting development. Let's go take a look at Spain. God, the UK. Terrifying nest of bees. Nationalist Spain. Fascist. They are now pretty much fascist. And there's Portugal. And here's the UK. Oh yeah, look, they've got radar. Oh my god, they're so far ahead of us. That is terrifying. That is nuts, man. Okay, Canada. We love you, Canada. You can do this. You could communist out Canada, and you're going to manage to take those territories back from those big UK jerks that stole them too. So, construction effort coming along. Production. We'd have, like, no guns, but you know what? We're not going to stress on the guns. I'd almost bring them down lower and get more tanks. But we are getting the tank need down. We so need more naval dockyards. So bad, man. Oh, naval effort gives you naval dockyards. Okay. So naval effort gives us 3 naval dockyards. Oh my god. So much stuff to be desired, but we're going to do equipment effort 1 first. 80 days away for that. Yeah, we'll do... Okay, we can change our government right now, so we're going to do that. We're not going to do advisors. Naval designer? No. Small arms designer? Maybe. Theorist for military experience? Maybe we should bring speed down to 2 here. G. Tough stuff, eh? So many choices. Ship designer gives us more range. That's all it does for the submarines, is gives us more range. This just gives us a little research bonus. So this gives us a research bonus and more range. So we're gonna go with Kingston Shipbuilding. Is now our naval production expert. I hope I didn't need that political power for anything else. Time back up. Hope I didn't need that political power for anything else. We so need production. We haven't started the militarization effort yet, though. Hey, we need troops in Northern Ontario, man. Recruit and train. District militia for Northern Ontario. Train. Set to 1. And location set. Put them there. They auto-deploy when... Oh, I just realized how I can hunt them down. I don't have to pick over them. I can just grab everything and they'll pop out. Gotcha. Now let's hope we didn't just wreck our ship deployment. No, we're good. So that's the most we're going to do there. And we just really need these factories to get built. And we're okay on trade and diplomacy for the moment. I'm sure everything's fine. We're not even communist yet. We're still hiding under the cloak of liberalism, so whatevs. And we're going to get 2 civilian factories in a second. Well, in a few seconds. That's really nice. And we're going to have concentrated industry 2 finished, so we're going to take a look at what we can do with that, I think. So let's wait till it comes. There it is. Take the speed down, get the details on that. And so advanced machine tools would be 411 days, concentrated industry 3 would be 411 days. We got all this support equipment we haven't even dealt with, and we can do field hospitals, all kinds of stuff we haven't even looked into. We're still working on this 57 days out. We could get support weapons 1, which gives defense and breakthrough bonuses of a certain degree, but I don't know if we're going to do it. We could do mechanized 1. Let's just go back. We never did look into motorization. 1x 75% research bonus for motorized. Okay, so it got bypassed because we don't need it. Right. Gotcha. Naval, we're working on the U-class, so we're not going to stress on that. Aviation, we haven't done a thing. We have naval bomber technology, like poor naval bomber technology. We could definitely be doing something else in aviation, but let's check our tank situation. We're working on light tank 2, so that's under control. Artillery, we could get some towed artillery going on. Anti-air artillery, towed anti-air, interwar artillery, or anti-tank artillery. Enables towed anti-tank. Huh. Well, that's not the worst idea I ever heard of, eh? Yeah. Okay. So, and then there's engineering. Oh, electronic engineering, 90 days, let's get it. It gives a 2% research bonus and it opens up some stuff we need. So we're going to do that. Okay, we can turn time back up again. And we're zipping along on all that stuff. Constructions are going. We can't increase production till our construction catches up. So we're about to get a little boost on that from this construction effort 3, so that's nice. And then we'll be able to go equipment effort now. Let's see where we are. We're 51 days out from improved infantry equipment. So we'll do something else. Oh, we got world news. Just gonna check it. Japan declared war on Shanxi. Japanese build-up on Chinese border. Following the Marco Polo Bridge incident, Japan has not let down their pressure on the Chinese border. In conjunction with aggressive Japanese rhetoric speaking of terrible retaliation for China's refusal to cooperate, a renewed war between Japan and China seems more and more likely by the day. The diplomatic situation will soon reach a boiling point, and Japan has expressed no interest in defusing the situation. The conflict in China is worrying. Yeah, well, I guess it is. National focus completed. Construction effort 3. Details. Completed. Close. Okay, a little bit of decision-making time here. We're not going to go with the armament effort yet. We are going to go... Okay, so how far away are we on submarine research? 538 out. Okay, so no reason to shoot for the submarine effort yet. So we're going to go with the equipment effort. Start. Okay, that's awesome. We have 41 political points built up. Looks like all our research slots are full. Japan declared war on China. I'm sure the world news will follow in a second. And I'll stop and read it for you if it does. Okay, so that research is going along. Construction of these factories is going along. And we're not going to get any free military factories. Well, they're not free, but they're fast. Until we do armament effort. But we're going to bring our guns up first. So we're going to get that 75% research bonus for improved infantry equipment. Or for weapons 2. But we're not going to take weapons 2 right away. Instead, we're probably going to go into... Well, we've started this. We're not starting atomic research yet. We could, but we're not. We're going to look into dealing with these things here. These are huge, long research programs. And at some point we could put in an industrial concern, which would speed up our research on those points, actually. Yeah, we could put in an industrial concern next. Let's do it. I mean, electronics are nice, but we're going to put in an industrial concern. Instead, it is 1937. We're going to do electronics research, but we're not going to focus on it. Okay, equipment effort is going. That's nice. That's nice. This is as fast as I dare run the time. We're really not equipping, but that's okay. These guys are slowly building their little bars up, and they will deploy, and I think I've figured out how to select them all, so when it's time to go looking for the little lost sheep, we'll find them. And maybe we should be putting some units into Northcom. Unassigned, so let's make Northcom now. It'll be our last reserve of force, you know. Lowercase or uppercase? I don't know what looks cooler. We'll call it Northcom like that. We'll get it a commander, and we've got General John Montague, who was, I think, slightly less good than the others at attacking things, but Northcom is like a reserve force that's going to hold the northern part of the country, so as we get units, Northcom goes on exercise now. We don't need battle plans, we're going to close that. So Northcom is on exercise, and yeah, we're going to string Northcom units across the north of the country. So that's kind of cool, I'm kind of into it. Let's see if we've got any more unassigned units here. No, none there. Let's see if we've got any more unassigned units here. No, none there, so that's all good. We've got an open military factory. I think we're going to fire it into tank production. And we got... okay, hold on. Soldiers desert to communist partisans. Capitalists and nationalists would have you spill your blood for them on the front lines, turning brother against brother. Oh, we better pause. Turning brother against brother over disputes that do not concern the working man. Instead of taking up arms against workers who struggle abroad, raise them against the oppressors and overthrow the tyrants. The army, usually a bastion of patriotism and loyalty, has proven not to be immune to the communist propaganda spreading rapidly in Canada. Soldiers are deserting, refusing to fight for their country, sometimes going as far as joining partisan movements that claim to be preparing for revolution. That's awful. Perhaps they are merely fighting for a different Canada. Oh, we do not want a civil war. Oh, that could really trash things, man. Oh, no. Plus, it won't be automated, and I don't know how to do combat. Oh, I'm starting to sweat. Okay, we've got insufficient resources. Oh, we're on pause, so... we'll just go arrange the trade for that right now if we can. So, we're short steel. And that's it. So, we're going to trade with the Soviet Union for another set of steel. So, and yes, that uses up factory production that we're using for other stuff, but let's start time. And our problem went away with our steel. And we're making 3.27 tanks a day to arm up our divisional blasters. Oh, and we need to produce motorized. Oh, you know, I'm going to slow time down. And I'm going to take a bunch of factories away from tanks. Oh, I am going to take a bunch of factories away from tanks. We've got a research slot free. Light Tank 2 is finished. And we've got a free set of military factories that we're about to use. So go to details, Light Tank 2 researched. Let's check out, we're almost to improved infantry equipment 1. Select a technology to research. We're going to go for... We've got Vickers Armstrong. We're going for Light Tank 3. Research that sucker. 783 days. It's a brute. Okay, so, and we've got unused factory production that we're going to start producing trucks with. So we need... How do you do a new production line again? Here we go. And we're going to do motorized. And... we got insufficient resources, that's okay, and we have 2 factories left, so we got 3.03 trucks a week getting produced. Well, we don't have materials to produce them. We've got 1 factory left. Go back to producing tanks with that one. And let's check our research tree. We didn't start... Oh yeah, we skipped out on mechanized. So... yeah... Maybe motorized wasn't the best idea. Let's take a look at the research tree for motorized again. Just pop in here, go over to motorized. Goes to mechanized in a huge amount of time. Yeah, you know, I think we're gonna not produce trucks. We're gonna close that production line. Okay. And we're gonna take those military factories and beefing up the guns and beefing up the tanks as best we can, and that doesn't run us out of resources either, which is also nice. Let's get time back up to speed here, and let's check our research. We're 9 days from improved infantry 1, and we're just about through equipment effort, so we should not... Yeah, we will not do the next level of infantry. We'll do that after electronic mechanical engineering. We'll do something else instead. So we're going to have to make a decision on that. So constructions, how are we doing? We're building our factories, 100 days left. And we're building political power, which we need. We're still not a communist country, but there's more support for the communists than there is for the liberals now. So I'm hoping for a successful and bloodless revolution. I really don't want Canadians to shed each other's blood in any way, shape, or form during this. Okay, we got research finished, so we're going to go slow. Details. So we've got that. We're about to get a bonus on that. So what we're going to start is mechanized 1. Are we? Oh, there's my dog barking. Snoop, don't. Honey, don't right now. If there's someone there, I'll have to go deal with it. But if there's not someone there, then I don't. Submarine. U-class is still being researched. And yeah, we're just sticking to submarines. Tank, light tank 3 is being researched. And we could go to medium tank 1 as well, eh? Crazy. Yeah, we totally could go to medium tank 1. Have really serious armor, or we could get into some aviation here. We've got bombers, so tactical bomber would be 180 days. Then we have to produce aircraft, but you know, that's not the end of the world, is it? So what's... Okay, let's get into aircraft. What's best? Close air support? Oh yeah. Close air support is defensive, right? Of course, if we're going to get nuclear weapons, then we need strategic bombers, right? I don't know. Tough calls. We've got other stuff we can do here. We've got something open in engineering. Concentrated Industry 3 is open. Okay, we're researching that. Well, that was an easy choice. Okay, so, and yeah, we'll be finished equipment effort hopefully by the time, let's see how many days are left, 52 out of 70, yeah, we should be, okay, whoa, the November Revolution. The notion that the communist movement represents the people has certainly gotten wind in its sails in Canada, where the public support for the Communist Party has increased rapidly, has increased rapidly in the past months. But those who call for revolution are no longer a disparate collection of guerrillas and disgruntled labor unions. The group behind the call for revolt is organized enough to form a government if they succeed. Nevertheless, if the revolution started now, it could hardly be executed without launching Canada into civil war. Should the revolutionaries risk tearing the nation in two to satisfy their impatience, or wait for a better opportunity in the future? And I can say either those who wish to make history must act today, and that starts a civil war. Or revolution is inevitable, the inevitable can wait. I'm going to take revolution is inevitable, the inevitable can wait. At least I hope I hit it. And we're going to put time back on, and I'm really hoping, like, we're down to 0.03 a day in daily change. We've got communist partisans recruiting, that's excellent. Political power's rising. That's excellent as well. We're coming in on some research. I was hoping to get the country communist before the end of the episode today. Don't want to end on a lull either here. So we've got training going on. We've got all this stuff going on. And most of our research is now really slow research. And we've got a tank company and a naval company giving a 10% bonus to each of those massive research projects. So that's all cool. And concentrated industry is going to be forever. Electronic mechanicals at 20. An equipment effort will be done very soon. So we can go with our next level of infantry weapons with a bonus on now. So we got to think about our next political effort here. I think we might go with mechanization effort. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we might. Well, I don't know. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. So turn down time. National focus completed equipment effort. Okay, world news. Italy announces claims on Yugoslavian territory. Speaking to the Italian populations along the Dalmatian coast, Benito Mussolini has announced that Italy fully considers Italian-speaking territory in Yugoslavia to be a rightful part of Italy. An official statement backed up the claims, making it clear that Italy is prepared to take the territory by force if need be. They are upsetting the already fragile balance in the region. Yeah, no doubt they are. Okay, naval effort. Since I couldn't decide, we're going with naval effort right now. So we've started naval effort. We're going to turn time back up nice and quick here. And that gives us 3 building slots with 3 naval dockyards in them. That's pretty nice. So we're going to go with that. And, whoa, hold on, pause. Class conflicts divide Canada. The communist revolutionary movement, once a fringe popular among radical academics in theory and troublemakers in practice, has seen increased support among the Canadian working class. The fact that even more people choose to identify themselves with a class at all implies that Marxist ideas are spreading beyond those who actively seek to overthrow the government. Liberal Party members lament this development, longing for a time when Canadian was what people identified as first and foremost. Their concerns are not unfounded. It could be argued that a revolution is already underway, occurring on several levels of society, and it may be too late to stop it. And it says here, the people may call themselves whatever they want. And I get a boost in communist popularity, and national unity is dropped to 88%. Well, we're going to start time again. That's weird. And we're still making 0.02 change as a party, and they're making no change as a party. So I don't know what else I can do. It's obviously trickier to do a communist revolution than a fascist one. I really hope this all works out. Okay, we're going to turn time back up. I really wanted to have Canada communist before the end of the episode. Political power's coming up fast. Naval efforts going. And, well, electronic mechanical engineering is almost done. So we can branch out into radio and computing from there. Or we can do other stuff. And since we've got our bonus, we are going to take weapons 2 at 201 days. Because that fits in with our expansion of military factories here, which are going along. We've built one and got another one at 64 days out. It's 12th of December 1937, and world tension is at 40%. Oh, it went up quick, eh? Okay, research finished, slow time down. Electronic mechanical engineering, go to details. We live in an age when electrical machines can not only no longer warm and light us, but help us think and communicate. Electronics will be the key to military intelligence in the coming century. So yeah, we need mechanical computing, radio, decrypting, all this stuff. But we're going to go over here, and since we're Canadian, we're going to build better guns. 192 days to research infantry equipment 2. Consider it started, put time back up. And, yeah, so that is going, and we can change our government. And we're not going to worry too much about time on changing our government here. So we can move from a civilian economy to any level of mobilization, including a war economy. So we are going to move to a war economy. Oh, it's not letting us? Oh, we still have to be fascist or communist. We can't do any of it. Oh my god. Can't do any of those nice things that we want to do to the economy. And we can't do conscription. Oh my god. Hold on, pausing. Communists demand referendum. Marxist ideas took root in Canada a long time ago, but have gained much more widespread support lately. The movement has spread outside political theory and into political practice, with disgruntled workers and even some high-profile celebrities voicing support. The communists call this class consciousness. The Liberal Party call it a fast track to riots and treason. Showing little faith in Mackenzie King being willing to implement the reforms they demand, the more vocal communists have called for an immediate referendum to have the current government removed. While we might be able to reverse the momentum of this mass movement, failure to do so will doubtless result in the more popular communist method of removal, revolution. So there's three choices. Un-Canadian activities must be stopped. That costs me political power, trashes the Communist Party, and sets up revolutionaries. Ignore them, they're just causing trouble. Gains communist revolutionaries. Or the revolution is preferable to a bloody revolt. Politics will change. CPC becomes the ruling party, and we lose some national unity. So let's just start time. And I believe we may be communist. Yes, look at our flag. Oh, it's awesome. So we'll shut the political thing, and then we'll... Here we are. Leader, Tim Buck. Oh, he looks like kind of a freak. Oh my god. This is awesome. So what's our name? We are Canada Popular State. It sounds like something you'd buy in a cheap dollar store. Canada Popular State. That's funny. Okay, we can speed time up. And we've got some political power here. Actually, yeah, we do have some political power. And actually, do we have Light Tank 2 researched already? Yeah, we do. So we should be producing Light Tank 2s in our thing here. So we are fools. Start producing Light Tank 2s. We have enough experience that we could actually create a variant of it. You can increase armor, reliability, main gunner engine. It's Canadian, so we should put in reliability. Every Canadian product should have reliability. So we can add 16% reliability for 15 stars. We're going to go ahead and do that. Call it a Light Tank Mark 1. Light Tank 2 Mark 1. And we are now producing Light Tank 2 Mark 1. And I heard a dinging bell as of a naval thing. I don't really know why. Cannot deploy squadrons. Probably manpower, right? Yeah, insufficient manpower. So what we're going to do is, now that we're communist, we're going to go change that. We're going to go change to a war economy. Oh. I need more people. So actually it's conscription laws I have to take. So I can take on limited conscription. That seems reasonable for Canada. Limited conscription? Okay, what else can we do? Civilian economy, war economy. So war economy gives us construction speed bonuses on stuff. But conscription's going to give us the men we need. We don't have the points to do extensive conscription or higher. So we are going to do limited conscription. Disarm nation, that's interesting. We are going to do limited conscription, which will take us from volunteer only at recruitable 1.5% to 2.5% of the population recruitable. So we are doing so. And now let's just see how we're doing on our shipyards. They're back in business, thank gracious. And we'll see pretty shortly. Let's take time up again. Pretty shortly we're going to have a submarine in British Columbia. It looks like we just got one. So here we are. And we've got this. It's called Canada Popular State Fleet. So we've got to remember to switch the submarine destinations to that. So we need a commander for this, and it's going to be Leonard W. Murray, the young mustachioed brave here. We're going to fire him into the job. And he's going to start patrolling our convoy routes with his one submarine pretty much immediately. So we're going to put him on patrol. And we're going to have him just patrol that area for now. Oh, wait a minute. If he's out on patrol... No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. Oh, blast it. Let's hope he's still in port. Let's hope he didn't move. He moved, didn't he? Okay, we got to select him and then send him back to port. So it's right click. Okay, he's moving back to port. That's great. He needs to stay in port. My bad. Because we need to build his... Oh no, once we've got a fleet we can deploy to it. No, it was my mistake. I can patrol. And I think it's time we started getting some patrols going on. So he's going to patrol just this west coast area and the North Pacific with one submarine. He's going to patrol that all. Now we're going to pop back to production, and we're going to make sure that that submarine that's just destined for the BC shipyard is now given to Canada Popular State Fleet 1. So now we've got a shipyard working on each fleet producing submarines. So we'll check the other fleet now here. And where are we? There it is. And these guys can go on patrol as well, and they've got two submarines, the HMCS Grilse and the HMCS Rainbow. They're just the lower class submarines, but that's cool. So we're going to take these guys out on patrol as well. And they're going to patrol here. And here. That's going to be their patrol route. So we've got two destroyers, the Saguenay and Skeena, and two subs, Grilse and Rainbow. And over here we've got just one sub, the Ojibwa, HMCS Ojibwa. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Okay guys, we're communist. It's the 26th of January 1938. We're making a naval effort with our country right now. We're researching industrial equipment, weapons equipment, submarines. And if I remember what to do properly, we'll get through to submarine effort and get a big bonus on researching top-end submarines. So we're going to get in on that stuff. And let's see, our constructions are going along. We've almost got another military factory built. And when we start this tree, the armament effort, we're going to add military factories 1, 2, 3. 3 extra fast military factories. So back to buildings. We're just going to build these factories up. We're going to leave that. We're not going to build any forts or anti-air or anything yet. We're not even going to put more railways and infrastructure in yet. We're going to have to make do with what we've got, which is probably all 19th century stuff. We do want to mechanize our cavalry at some point. But we're going to wait till we have research on mechanized equipment to do that. So that's research. Just pop in here, and it's in here. Mechanized 1, so we might try to get a bonus for that from a national focus. Mechanization effort, national focus might give us that, but we've got a lot of other stuff to think about in terms of our national focus. So we're not going to stress on any of that. Research is all quite a little ways away. We are successfully communist. We are Canada Popular State, which is a really weird name. The fascist one's called Unitary Canada. Canada Popular State. You know what? I can get used to it. We will have that territory back off the UK. You know, that's part of our land, and we're going to have that. So, guys, Until next time, I'm going to leave you with Canada Popular State here, whose troops are coming in out of training nice and steady. Everything's working great. We're okay. 7 o'clock p.m., 20th of January, 1938. Time is flying. And I hope you guys are having a good time. We're just going to save our game here. So we'll just trash that old save, because I don't need it. And we will save our game. Then, because I'm totally paranoid, we'll check that we got a save file there, and then we'll go back. And I will see you guys all next time for episode 2 of Hearts of Iron 4. So until then, bye for now.